in the past 5 years, if you go to the education sector, you can hardly, you need a microscope to find a major procurement activity that was competitively tendered. That past questions come in the form of textbooks, 400-page, 450-page textbooks. So why won't you use the same rules and governing systems that, that govern the use of textbooks to apply to past questions, so that every 3 to 5 years you buy new past questions? That is what we do for textbooks. They are replenished after every 3 to 5 years. And so that is one. We also realize that, and this is an emerging issue. By Monday, we'll update the Ghanaian public. But as at now, about 56 schools that we've spoken to, all of them have their past questions intact. Indeed, there was a directive from the genius to school heads to collect all past questions. So the rationale behind purchasing new past questions being that students took them away cannot be true for the 56 schools we've spoken to. And no school has indicated that the students took them away. In subsequent years, if the next one is going to be printed even in 3 years' time, the Ministry of Education should obtain the copyright from WAEC, if any such copyright even exists, because in the WAEC law, there's no mention of copyright. If you read Act 719, there's no copyright mentioned there. But if there's any subsidiary agreement between MOE and WAEC, which grants that copyright to WAEC, whatever it is, we need to see the copyright and see whether we actually need copyright to produce copies for academic purposes, not for profit purposes.
Yeah.
And then competitively procure past questions or use government's own publisher so that we can make very, very high levels of spending efficiency moving forward. I think once we do this, let's have it at the back of our minds that the problems in the education sector are two. The rest are symptoms. The first one is poor management of human resources. That's why teachers are not properly deployed. That's why teachers are not properly supervised. That's why they are not properly motivated. So the first problem in the sector is poor management, especially human resources. And the second one is lack of spending efficiency.
Okay.
All the rest that we talk about every day are symptoms of these two systemic challenges. And so let's embrace a culture of being very, very frugal in spending public funds, because we don't have the luxury of surplus funding in the education sector. This advice goes to the ministry.